You're listening to You Couldn't Make It Up from CKDSRadio.eu. Each week we bring you one unbelievable story. Some are true, some are completely made up, others fall somewhere in between, and your job is to work out which is which. Last week we told a story of a small German town that accidentally printed tourism vouchers so realistic they started being used as real money across the region. If you haven't heard that episode yet, you might want to go back and listen first. We'll be revealing whether or not that was fact or fiction at the end of this episode. But today we're heading back to 1997, the week the world lost Princess Diana. Amid national grief, a short interview reportedly aired on TV. A mother, her son, and a moment so awkward, so bizarre, it's hard to believe it ever happened. We'll walk you through it, then you decide, real, fake, or something fuzzier. In August of 1997, the world came to a standstill. Princess Diana had died in a car crash in Paris. The news broke just after midnight. By morning, it was on every front page, in every news bulletin, and in every household conversation. The reaction in the UK was immediate and overwhelming, an outpouring of grief unlike anything the country had seen in generations. Crowds gathered outside Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, and even overseas embassies. Mountains of flowers were laid at royal gates. Candlelight vigils sprung up in cities and towns across the country. Total strangers cried openly in the streets. Television networks dropped all regular programming. Radio stations suspended music. The BBC broadcast almost nothing but rolling news coverage for days. Millions tuned in to live updates, archive footage and commentary. And amid this national mourning, reporters fanned out to parks, train stations and high streets to record the public's reaction. Every emotion, shock, disbelief, reverence and sorrow was caught on tape. But one particular interview would become infamous. In the clip, a woman is being interviewed on the street, her young son standing beside her. She's clearly emotional. The camera is tight, handheld, a little shaky.
Thinking about how she went into that minefield with that AIDS patient. Just wish someone else had died like my son, you know.
You wish your son had died instead?
Wouldn't say that to his face, but...
Right.
You're right, Jimmy.
The clip's only a few seconds long, and it cuts out there. In early 2025, it began resurfacing, online, grainy, clearly from the late 90s, and raw in its emotion. The footage sparked outrage, disbelief, and even laughter. It was strange, dark, and utterly baffling, and yet some who saw it claimed they remember it from when it first aired. No one's exactly sure which network broadcast it. Some say it was from a regional ITV news segment. Others think it was part of a Channel 4 montage from the week after the funeral. One or two even recall it briefly appearing during the early coverage from Sky News. Some claim the clip originally aired as part of the 1997 ABC News special Funeral of Princess Diana. The special included a wide range of street interviews, public reactions, and emotional coverage from outside royal residences. Whether it was a rare, on-air moment or a forgotten fragment from an old Diana documentary, the footage remains one of the strangest, most unsettling public reactions to her death ever recorded. After the clip resurfaced, people began asking questions. Where was it recorded? Who was the woman? Who was the reporter? And why did it emerge so many years later? Some speculated it was filmed outside a shopping centre in the Midlands. Others claimed it was from South London or somewhere in Manchester. The accents gave no clear answer. The background was too generic to pin down. Some even tried to identify the location based on passing bus numbers or storefronts in the blurred background. Online forums and social media platforms lit up with speculation. One person on Facebook said, "I swear I know her. I'm pretty sure she used to live in Ilford." Another replied, "I think I went to school with a lad who looked just like that kid." One commenter claimed that uncle worked in a local news network and remembered the clip airing on a Sunday morning roundup. He said it became a bit of an office legend because of how jarring it was. Others were certain it was from that 1997 ABC News special. No timestamp has been confirmed. Segments from the broadcast have been cited in multiple online posts discussing the resurfaced footage. Others say it aired on a foreign satellite channel replaying the UK coverage and was once shown in a media studies lecture at a university. The reaction online has been polarising. Some commenters say it's the most honest clip from that week, awkward, unfiltered and painfully human. It's exactly the kind of thing my mum would have said, one Redditor wrote. Others see it as tasteless evidence of how national trauma can make people say unthinkable things. A few suggest the network tried to distance themselves from it either out of embarrassment or concern over public backlash. Still, it hasn't gone away. If anything, the mystery has made it more powerful. The clip is reshared regularly, often without commentary. It shows up in Diana tribute threads, reaction videos, and even TikTok's catalogue in strange moments from the 90s. People debate it, argue about it, and even parody it on TikTok. Because even in its strangeness, it touches something real. Is this the kind of moment that feels too weird to be made up, but also too weird to be forgotten? And as the years pass and fewer people remember the original broadcast, the line between what aired and what didn't gets harder and harder to draw. And that's the end of this week's episode of You Couldn't Make It Up from CKDSRadio.eu. Before we go, last week we asked whether the story about Rothenburg printing local vouchers so convincing they ended up being spent as real currency was true. The answer? It was completely fictional. There was no such scheme, no accidental currency, and no German town caught up in a voucher fiasco. It was all entirely made up. If you've been following closely, especially on the video platforms, you might have noticed that every image we used of the Rothenburg note featured the same serial number, because the artwork was created entirely for this show and it took a significant amount of time. We didn't want that effort to go to waste, so we've released some of the art for free on Pixabay. Feel free to use it however you like. And as for today's story, was that interview genuine, a forgotten moment from the chaotic week following Diana's death, or something carefully crafted to feel real? You've heard the details, now you decide. Is it fact, fiction, or something that started one way and ended the other? You Couldn't Make It Up is produced by CKDSRadio.eu and distributed by 8kflix.com. You can listen to every episode on Spotify or explore more at 8kflix, home to independent storytelling, documentaries, and more. Thanks for listening, stay sharp, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one.